So here it is, the BREMOIR Lexington. But before my review, let's check out this special edition of the Spec. It was one of those days in downtown New York when I looked in the mirror and I asked myself who I really was. I remember the day it happened. The rain wouldn't stop in this godforsaken city. I was a detective for the NYPD, supposedly putting away the crooks that ruled this place. But there was a sinister side to me. There was something that I wanted, something that wasn't mine, something I had to get. It was midnight, and I knew Jimmy Green, who owned the local jewelry store, and his cronies were halfway to the drug tank. I arrived, quietly. Then, the image of the BREMOIR filled my mind. I needed it. I wanted it. I just had to have it. I knew Jimmy could be back any minute. But I broke into the joint, and I searched. But the BREMOIR plagued my every thought. I had to be quick. My sixth sense told me Jimmy was near. And he was near. I could run, but I was committed now. And besides, I had to have the BREMOIR in my life. Jimmy was inside now. I could feel it. But what's worse is that he knew someone was there with him. One of us had to get to the safe first, but it was a question of who. Jimmy was even closer now, and one of us has the BREMOIR. I could hear his footsteps. He was right behind me. I don't know how we both got away. I don't know how I managed to walk away from a gunfight with a BREMOIR in my pocket. Where will I go? I don't know. But far, far away from the disarray I left behind. Hello and welcome to another review. It's been a couple of weeks now since my last review, and that's mainly because I've been out and about, recently spending some time with my boys and my family and just generally enjoying life really. But just before I dive into the BREMOIR Lexington, I just wanted to do a very quick wrist check, and today I'm wearing none other than the Le Sports Classic. Now I thought it fitting wearing this because BREMOIR actually evokes the design ethos of Art Deco. And whilst the Le Sports Classic isn't necessarily Art Deco, as such, it certainly celebrates that clean, geometric design so influential in the era of Art Deco. But anyway, enough of the Le and let's get down to business on the BREMOIR Lexington. Now Lexington is a lovely dress watch that launched last year in 2021 and is the debut model by BREMOIR, who is a microbrand that is dedicated to designing contemporary mechanical timepieces that kind of evoke the spirit and design ethos of Art Deco era, because BREMOIR really truly believe that the age of Art Deco, which was in the 1920s and 1930s, was a very special time in history. In fact, the spirit of their slogan, "A time worth remembering," belongs solely in that era. and boy, you can see it in their designs. The first thing I noticed when I unboxed the Lexington was this fantastic step bezel. It's polished, so light really reflects off it and helps stand this out and encapsulates that dial, and actually for me steps up like a skyscraper and sits perfectly between these two very classic polished chamfered edges that travel from lug to lug. There's chamfering underneath too, which looks stunning. On top of the case is brushed in contrast, so light really reflects off that chamfered polished edge and really does bring this to life. It's 39mm wide, 48mm lug to lug, and 11mm thick. It has an anti-reflective coating on its sapphire crystal and overall gives a classic feeling on my 7.5-inch wrist. The crown is coin-edged, and it's not stamped with any element of logo, but instead has this kind of pointed cap to complement Art Deco and reflect design elements of the Chrysler building that this watch was actually inspired by. It's just beautiful. Okay, let's talk about that dial. It's quite obviously very elegant, with the logo bold under that 12 marker, and actually that M in the middle of the logo is so undeniably Art Deco. There's this, what BREMOIR call the chaptering and sector dial layout. It creates a very distinctive Art Deco-esque aesthetic. The markers and hands are both applied, faceted and polished. Again, light really helps make this watch feel really dress-like. The markers sit on printed triangles that represent brilliantly the Chrysler building's distinctive crown and spire. So basically that top part of the building that gives it its distinctive place amongst the Manhattan skyline. For me, the numbers are elegantly rendered in a typeface that screams Art Deco. I also love these minute markers. They're kind of like upside down U's, but actually represent the Chrysler building's doorways. The loom. Now the loom is Swiss Superluminova on the hand and on the triangle markers, which produces an elegant loom that isn't overdone. And around the back of the Lexington, it's equipped with a Swiss-made STP 111 movement with custom rotor imprinted with "Time Worth Remembering" slogan. And whilst not to be everyone's liking, I personally like elements like that of brand and personality imprinted in design. The quick release leather strap is beautifully made, with the leather kind of soft and pliable. The straps are supplied by Deluxe, which I know is a favourite amongst many watch collectors. I'm actually taking this Lexington out for the day to Temple Newsam, just on the outskirts of Leeds. But I'm going to change the straps to a couple of very standard black quick release straps that I have in my stock, just to preserve that buckle adjustment hole on these beautiful straps, because after all, this watch is loaned to me, so I want to send it back in pristine condition. Overall, this watch at $985, that's about £820 sterling, which is kind of on the expensive side, but it delivers you nothing short of class and elegance and beautiful memories, almost of a time that represents not just an era, but a movement that manifested itself across the spectrum of the visual arts, everything from architecture, painting and sculpture to the graphic and decorative arts. And that's a style that's symmetrical, geometric, streamlined, and often very, very simple, but hugely pleasing on the eye. And that movement, that style, that history is brought to you through the Lexington. Well, good morning there, BREMOIR. Yep, it's going to be another long day today. See you later. How's your day at after school club?
It was good, and look what I got.
We're back! But one doesn't eat with one's toes, I said. Night night, BREMOIR.